Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Joe Sibilia. With news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met.
That's for you. We love you. Tina. Great documentary on Tina Turner. I guess it was HBO. Was that HBO?
That's
great.
correct, HBO.
Yeah.
She was nominated and elected into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday as a solo artist. So.
Fabulous. I got to tell you, the documentary was great because here's the one of the great queens of rock and roll, Tina Turner, and then she was talking, and at the end, she's 80 now, I believe.
That's correct.
And she, at the end of the interview, it was so well done. And they go, why? And she goes, I wanted to just say thank you to America. I wanted to just, how do I go out? How do I bow out gracefully? She said, oh, it was, man, you got to watch it. You got to see it. And
I'm planning on it, hopefully this weekend to watch it because I've heard very good things about it. And I got to see her once with David
Letterman.
Her live? Well, she was the guest on David Letterman. I saw Letterman before he left NBC to go to CBS. Yeah. I've told the story before. A friend of a show that I was working on, Kathleen Turner's ex-husband, called up Rob Morton and got me tickets right before.
Did you know Morty? You know
Morty? I didn't know him. Kathleen Turner's husband knew him at the time.
Morty, sure.
Picked up the phone. Most surreal conversation I've ever seen. It was, Bob, this is so-and-so. Yeah, I need 2 tickets. Yep, okay. Thursday, good? Yeah, all right, good. You're in. So we went, and the featured guests was Kevin Kline and Tina Turner. Wow, and Tina Turner's band played in the breaks with Paul Schaefer in the band, which was only 4 guys at the time. Wow. I mean, you want to talk about epic for 2 minutes of a commercial break and these guys jamming? Amazing, and she was great.
Yeah, really, really just extraordinary. And I want to say, and the Broadway show looks quite spectacular.
Yes,
as well,
it does.
As we go back. Hey, Joe on the radio with Joe Sibilia with us and Al Gottulo, and we have a lot of news to get into. And we have Ed Mullins coming up, the police officer apparently in Brooklyn who was shot every day, for crying out loud. NYPD cop shot 3 times. Apparently okay. And we're going to talk to Ed Mullins. He's the president of the NYPD Sergeants Benevolent Association. I mean, in the Times Square shooting suspect, there's a kid, a baby shot. What in the name of God's going on? And yet, this is what gets me, is how when Biden talks, when Joe Biden talks, it's like, and people are waiting in line and they're fighting in gas lines the way it was in the 1970s, And Biden doesn't even acknowledge it. He has no clue of how we're feeling. Jen Psaki, the press secretary, doesn't acknowledge it. Kamala we don't even know where she is, And Mayor de Blasio is the same way. He doesn't even acknowledge this. We got a situation. We got a situation here. And every night now there's a problem. So, uniform NYPD cop reading here was shot 3 times, including once in the bulletproof vest, while responding to a report of gunfire in Brooklyn on Wednesday night. But he's going to be okay. So we wish him all the best and with our prayers and appreciate the NYPD. We appreciate and respect and are in awe of the New York Police Department. So it's a situation that's a no-win situation that has become so political, and all they want to do is take the police away. You know, one of the tenets of socialism, and they're trying to do it, and they're doing it in the greatest city in New York. And you know what? We're fighting tooth and nail to not allow that to happen. We got Ed coming up. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, we'll get into it with Dr. Gorka. He got a great sense of humor, by the way. I love to have some laughs with Dr. Gorka. We'll talk about what's going on in Israel and what's going on Hamas and the tunnels that they have built. Hamas has built, and they go right under their hospitals. They don't care. They'll put whoever they have to in line of fire. So we'll get into that with Dr. Gorka. Bill O'Reilly, a political commentator, host of No Spin News, BillO'Reilly.com, author of the new book, Killing the Mob. He's the man, and we're going to be talking to Bill O'Reilly, and we'll have some fun with Bill as well. And Alan Zweibel, one of the legendary writers of SNL, he is the co-writer of Here Today with Billy Crystal, author of Laugh Lines, My Life Helping Funny People Be Funnier. And so he's going to talk about both those things. And a great, one of the most loved guys in the business is Alan Zweibel, and one of the most brilliant writers in the business. And really, politics aside, I just want to put, everybody gets so crazy. They put you in a little nutshell. I mean, like, what did I read? Joe Piscopo, SNL star, sets stage for Mike Lindell. It's like, everybody just stop, please. Everybody's just got to stop. They're just trying to divide us. And I had just the best day yesterday when we went to the Columbus Circle, and we're standing up, and that we want to keep Columbus. We're going to keep, let me put it that way, Columbus Day in New York City. They're trying to take it away. They're trying to take everything that is historic, good, bad, or indifferent, away in America. There is a concerted effort, in my opinion, to take down the whole what we stand for in America. And it's coming from the outside. You know what I know. By the way, you know and I know what's going on in the government. They think we don't know. There was a time, probably in the 1950s, that we didn't know. And things happened that we had no idea. Remember that you hear stories now. They were trying LSD out on soldiers. We didn't know the half of it. These horrible, experimental kind of vaccinations within the African American community. We didn't know what was going on, and we were kept. They think the deep state, and better yet, because it sounds conspiratorial when you say the deep state, the lifelong bureaucrats that are in Washington, they think we don't know. They think we know exactly what's going on. We really, and you look and you go, oh my goodness gracious, and they'll work through it. But right now we have to stay on game, and we have to be on our game. But don't. It just upsets me that Joe Biden, the way he talks, thinks like we don't know. Like everything's going to be all right. I'll tell you what, this administration has crashed and burned already, and I wish them all the best. Because I'm not going to be like them. And I'm not going to say, oh, I want death and destruction to America because I don't like the guy who's running it. I don't believe in that. I met Joe Biden. I would rather like Joe Biden. He's a lifetime bureaucrat. That's what Chuck Schumer is. That's what Pelosi is. That's what Jerry Nadler is. That's what all of those Democrats, Adam Schiff, everybody down there, Eric Swalwell, they're all they're Hey, listen, on the right as well. I've had it with both of them. The right and the left. I don't know who's in charge anymore, but we will just continue. You and I, we will continue to fight for America, for what our grandparents came here for, what our parents, how they worked for us. And thank you for being there, standing up for Columbus Day at Columbus Circle yesterday. So I had to run from when I tell you my schedule, and when I came in, whenever it was Sunday night or Monday night rather, after the show in South Dakota, which was a great time. I mean, the best ever, and it was just so great to be with my friend Mike Lindell and all those great, peaceful, by the way, patriots out there who just love the country. But that aside, just show wise, it was great, right? So then I come in, and I'm like, now, this is what I was talking about yesterday, where I think humility, see, Jesus said it best. And again, please, don't get excited. It's not religious, but Jesus said it best. He who humbles himself is exalted. And that's my favorite expression. That should be on my gravestone, because humility is what it's all about. And I want somebody just to go, I know. I would love to see Governor Cuomo. I know. I thought I was doing, oh my God. I wanted to see Donald Trump go, I know. I get crazy, but I love you. I love you so much. Please. You want to hear a little humility. It's okay. It's a good thing. Ronald Reagan. The end is when he left his farewell speech from the White House, are there some things that I regret? Well, yeah, I left the deficit. I wish I could have done better with that. Yeah, that's all you want to hear. I wish I could have done better. Thank you, President Reagan. You appreciate that, So I'm trying to be humble. So I'm driving myself all around, and I'm parking the truck, and I'm going in and out, and it's not working out so well. I'm going from the airport, I'm going in, and you go to Newark Airport. Oh my God, it's like it's like an alternate universe over there. It's the worst run. No one to help you. You are on your own. The airlines don't know. They hire all these young folks. God bless them all. They have no idea what it was like when you had someone that you could go up to and go, hey, could you help me? And you had all these great red caps. Hey, Jay, yeah, follow me, and they take care of you. None of that at Newark Airport. It was impossible. Got out of the airport, came in, went to the hotel. Park your truck here. Okay, I go in there. Grande. I mean, too big. I couldn't park the truck there. I had to go to another part. Police. Then I go this. Al, you're going to love this one. Oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Yes.
I'm so embarrassed. No. This was dumb. I was so tired when I came in Monday night.
Tired?
No. Listen. So I go into a restaurant. And I'm tired. I'm looking around, and I just need rice. Because there's no food at the hotel. There's no water. Please, it's a whole nother story. But I go in, and as I go around to make it, because you have and going around a block in New York takes what? 40 minutes.
Usually,
So I try to go because the lights, the way they got the light.
This arrow, that arrow. Yeah.
So I walk in. I felt so bad. I shouldn't talk about it on the radio, but I will. I go in. I go, I just need some rice. Rice and water. Look at me. I'm in prison. I said, I need rice and water. That's all I need.
Orange juice.
So, sometimes when I'm stressed, I can hear my blood sugar drops a little bit. Yeah. I'm like Pacino in The Godfather 3, You have something sweet, something sweet there. It's some orange juice. So I walk into this restaurant. I see the pictures of the rice. I the pictures of the fish.
Are you
I said,
pointing
I don't
at
know.
it?
I just asked for rice. So I turn to the guy, and I'm not even thinking, and I ignorantly say, yeah, by the way, do you have sushi? Can I get some sushi? He goes, this is a Chinese restaurant.
How dare you?
Cultural misappropriation.
No, exactly. The poor Asian community now is being so
How
assaulted.
much did you tip him?
I have to be.
How much did you tip him? I'm very sorry for
Whatever I had in
insulting
my
your
wallet.
culture.
Yeah,
Here,
take this.
just take
this.
Thank you.
Because I looked around. I said, "Oh right, oh my God, the Chinese restaurant. What am I doing?" Because I saw the what looked to me like hieroglyphics, and apparently it was Chinese. It was not Japanese. Oh my God!
Hofstra. You got to call Hofstra for sushi.
I said no. Yeah, right. No, but I got to tell you, and he was so what a gentleman. And I said, "Here, take
If
all
you
my
gave
money.
him 50,
Take all my money."
If you gave him 50, he was happy. That's right. We don't have any sushi here. Get out.
Yeah. Can I pay that?
Can I pay you in euros? Oh no, it's yen.
If someone said to me, you're Latino or something like that, I wouldn't get offended. But now it's just a
Now
little
you're going to ask for
sensitive.
plantains? What? I mean, come on.
Oh my God. That felt so bad. No, we're a Chinese restaurant. Well, I knew that. I just saw the fish.
What? You can't wrap it in seaweed? What? You guys don't use seaweed? That would be my argument.
That would have been your take. Yeah,
That would have been.
What
do
is
you
it
mean?
too much trouble to ask you to make some sushi for me? I don't care what you
seaweed.
are.
There's no seaweed in China? It don't exist? What?
I went to a Taco Bell once. They made me sushi. I remember they made me sushi at the Taco Bell.
I asked the Taco Bell for a Whopper. They had it. What about you?
Oh, my Lord. I felt so bad. So anyway, I got into New York, and when we come back, when we get a chance, we want to talk about how I got into whatever it was, an Uber that Joe Sibilia called. It was like ripped seats, plastic all over. Debbie, me getting into that. It was Joe had to push me into it because I had to be at the press conference in Columbus Circle.
Only
and
the best.
I said, it was the worst Uber I've ever seen. And the guy turned out to be good, and I tipped him big, too. That's what I did. Oh,
Made you
please.
sushi,
That's what you
too.
do.
Yeah.
Here's a tip: buy a new car.
And he made me sushi. He did. Oh my God. Oh, it was
great.
like a day from heck, but we did it. Hey, 8:23. What are we doing? We're all right. Deb, how you doing? Everything? You hanging in? And I know it's tough for you, but you're back, and we appreciate you being back, Deb. You know, I mean,
Thanks,
it's not
yeah.
easy for you.
Yeah, I wanted to mention my brother is an organ donor, too. My brother Rich, in death, he was a
Wow.
hero. So he donated, parts of his skin, bone to, his retina.
wow.
So part of his heart valves went to help somebody. So I'm really proud of
Wow.
my brother. He's a hero right through and through.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. That's wonderful, Debbie. All right. And Deb's on the road checking traffic for you. Still here working hard for you at 8:22 on AM 970. The Answer.
Thank you, Joe. Let's go to the Northern State westbound at Glen Cove Road. It's an accident in the left lane getting out toward Westbury. Traffic is really moving slowly. The Cross Bronx eastbound, some stop-and-go traffic at Webster Avenue. That's a disabled vehicle. Throgs Neck Bridge, that's going to be kind of busy into Queens. They're doing some ongoing construction there. We're still seeing some stop-and-go traffic as well on that eastbound side of the BQE getting up toward the Brooklyn Bridge. Eastbound belt at Springfield Boulevard, an accident blocking one lane. And we're still seeing slowdowns at the inbound side of the GWB, about 40 minutes into the upper, 20 to the lower. Lincoln 15 in, Holland about 20 to 25 in from both approaches. And over on Route 1 North, that new road getting up through South Brunswick, it's an overturned vehicle. Franklin Street and Peekskill, a collision. Partly cloudy today, high 71. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Hey, thanks, Deb. Joe on the radio. Ed Mullins is going to join us. I want to tell you about Empire State Bank. If I may. Remember that? I got my little thing with me. Hey, you know what? If you want an SBA 7A loan application, you got to go to esbna.com, Empire State Bank. They have business relationship managers. They know, in my opinion, Empire State Bank knows small business better than anybody, and I've seen them help out small businesses. And I keep telling you about how they help nonprofits. That's kind of my wheelhouse, helping out those in need. Boy, oh boy, Phil and the team and Jeannie and Tom and everybody, they step right up and they help people like I've never seen. So if you're looking for a loan during these crazy times, you do not have time to do it yourself. Just go to esbna.com, Empire State Bank, and check out the SBA 7A loan program, which you might be eligible for higher loan payments, lower down payments, longer-term flexible uses, and you'll have business relationship managers to walk you through it. This is what Empire State Bank does, and they are there for you as I speak. They got locations on Staten Island, in Brooklyn, all throughout the lower Hudson Valley, but all you got to do, please, is go to esbna.com, esbna.com. It's Empire State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Gregory Floyd, host of Reaching Out, gets answers to the tough questions from people in the know.
We have our senator from New York State, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, on the line. We've been getting a lot of questions about what can be done in these mass shootings. Are there any solutions being discussed on the Hill?
There are a number of things we have to do. One is to have universal background checks. There is a right to bear arms, and people who want to have a gun should be able to get one, but only if they're not felons, if they're not adjudicated mentally ill, if they're not spousal abusers. That's all the background check law does, and it has the support of 90% of the people. So we are going to be making a strong effort here on the Hill to deal with background checks. We're also looking at banning clips of more than 10 bullets.
It's Reaching Out with Gregory Floyd at a new time, Saturday afternoon at 2:30 and again at 9 p.m. on AM 970, The Answer.
Listen to us online at am970theanswer.com. Tune in, iHeart, Alexa, or radio.com.
Hey, Joe on the radio. Ed Mullins is coming up in a second. I want to tell you about Connors and Sullivan. Mike's been a buddy for many, many years now. We're doing some great events with Mike, and they really, really are great in the community of Brooklyn and all throughout New York. Connors and Sullivan is the way they get involved like that. I tell you about Father Paul, Mike and Beth, and Michael, their son. Just a great, great family. And what I love about it is my son, Joey, says to me, as I'm telling you, you need to put your estate in order because you're not going to do it, especially during these times. I'm traveling around like a maniac, right? I'm thinking, all right, God forbid, and they'll play this audio, by the way, if I do drop. But if I drop, boom, that's all you're going to hear. And I'll go, hey, it's the Al Gattulo show, and then I'm I'm like done. But at least I'll have my estate
A lot
in
of
order.
beer.
Thanks to my son, yeah. If you need a will, trust, power of attorney, healthcare proxy, living will, estate plan, there's nobody better, in my opinion, to talk to than Connors and Sullivan. And now you get a free, comprehensive telephone consultation to see how you can protect your family. You don't want Mama Luke's taking your money. The municipal government, the state government, the federal government, they all want a piece of you. That Mama Luke that's in your life, that what is he doing, Mama, me? And he's always around. You could set it up so everybody who deserves to get your legacy will get your legacy. But you got to call Mike Connors at Connors and Sullivan. Get that free comprehensive telephone consultation. 718-238-6500. 718-238-6500, free telephone consultation with Mike himself, or visit, please, ConnorsandSullivan.com.
The Ben Shapiro Show, weekdays at 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. on AM 970. The Answer.
Everybody knows Ed Mullins, president of the NYPD Sergeants Benevolent Association. Ed, welcome back to the show. Thanks for your service, man. All the very best to you and all of the SBA and the NYPD. Appreciate you jumping on the air with us this morning, sir.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Well, let me just get it straight. The shooting in Brooklyn, we're hearing everything. The cop is okay after being shot 3 times in Brooklyn, Ed. Do we know?
Yes. He will be fine. The perp was also shot. He'll recover, but it's just another sign of the violence in the city of New York and the open season on law enforcement across the country.
It is so tough to watch. We support you. We appreciate all that you do, Sergeant Mullins. Now, and the Times Square shoot, what was that? What was that? The Times Square shooter apprehended in Florida. I mean, how are these guys, and the gun laws are so strict. All these gun laws we have in New York, all these gun laws we have in Chicago, not working out so well, Sergeant, huh?
Well, it's not the gun laws that's causing the problems, Joe. The reason we're having all the violence is because of the elected officials.
Thank you.
We have elected officials like de Blasio, Corey Johnson, Rory Lansman, Jamani Williams, Governor Cuomo, who have changed the laws, and not just a handful of the rest of the, circle of bandits. They've changed the laws that have weakened the criminal justice system. We have bail reform where you can commit multiple crimes and go out the door. We have a compression bill that is prohibiting the police from really rolling around with criminals. Worse yet is we did away with the anti-crime unit that sent a message to every criminal in the city of New York that there's no plainclothes cops out on the street. So you think about this, that here we are in Times Square, the crossroads of the world. There's probably 100 cops in the area. We have a precinct right across the street from where this happens.
Yeah.
And yet 2 individuals have the audacity to take out a firearm and shoot in with a crowd there. Police officer Vogel, what she did with that 4-year-old child, racing that child to an ambulance, is beyond heroic, because the victim was there, complaining that, people were taking videos and no one helped. No one did anything. The only one that helped was a police officer. So what we now have is, total chaos in the city. We've emboldened the criminals. I laugh when I hear Commissioner Shea say that he apologized to the child's family. We have over 460 shootings in the city of New York so far this year. We were up 166% in the month of April. And because this child is in Times Square, we apologize, and it's newsworthy. What about all the other children in the city that are being shot on basketball courts? The girl in the Bronx who was walking with her dad in the street. I mean, and these are all people of color. What we're watching now is elected officials in the city of New York practicing plantation politics when it comes to crime fighting. And you're blaming the cops. It's not the cops in the street that are causing these problems. It's the policies that are being implemented because weak leadership is too afraid to tell the public that the police are doing a good job and that the police are not out there killing young male blacks. We didn't kill any of the people that have been shot and murdered so far this year, and no one talks about it. No one says a word about it. And that's where leadership should come in. So it has nothing to do with the gun laws.
And it's so true, Sergeant. Ed Mullins with us, president of the NYPD Sergeants Benevolent Association. And you're talking about, Alyssa Vogel, NYPD cop. She took that baby. She ran. And when that baby was shot, and you hear about this in Chicago. Now that New York, this is happening to New York. Ed Mullins you like to see Governor DeSantis down in Florida. And I always said this: I want to see Andrew Cuomo. I want to see Mayor De Blasio with a sea of blue from the NYPD behind him, the men and women of the NYPD, saying, "This is who keeps us safe. This is law and order, and we're backing them." And then DeSantis did that just last week, and he's going to give the police a bonus like that. Why can't De Blasio, and by the way, Ed, and help me out here, why can't the local media, we have the best local media in the country, we really do. No one seems to be calling out De Blasio on this. They just let it go. Why is that happening?
I don't think anybody truly cares. I think that there's another agenda taking place here. And, De Blasio has been called out multiple times. The last time he had a sea of blue standing behind him, we turned our backs on him. This is the guy who has been in existence for nearly 8 years. So, you get up in the morning, Joe, you are who you are. I was 26 years old fighting crime on the streets of the city of New York. He was in Nicaragua at the Sandinistas. This is his belief. And who is he circled with? You got Corey Johnson, Jamani Williams, who believes that we should have a world without prisons. Meanwhile, he lives inside a gated community. So who are we really lying to? We're lying to the public, but worse yet, we're lying to the very same people that they claim to be defending over black lives. Why don't we publish the race of the people who are being shot and killed in the streets? Why don't we publish that and let America see who the real victim is? It's not all about tourism. This is crime where we've emboldened the criminals. Cuomo, De Blasio, Johnson, Jamani, they are all no different than the people squeezing the triggers behind these guns. We got the revolving door of justice right here in the city of New York, and no one's doing anything about it. And the media plays a major role. Our forefathers who created a free press, did it for a reason. We didn't create it just so media can give their opinions. Tell the truth, empower the people, and let the silent majority know what's really going on. And in the end, the real victim is going to be the silent majority because they keep sitting on the sidelines. We saw this when Nazi Germany, when Hitler just kept taking over country after country and killing millions of people. Everybody sat back until, there was nothing left to do but get involved. Otherwise, we got eaten ourselves. Yeah. It needs to stop, and the city of New York needs leadership.
Well said, Ed. I love that you're fired up. Before I let you go, I stopped off at Chicago on the way back home the other day, and I saw a buddy there. And I talked, and I said, "What's going on with the shootings in Chicago?" I said, why does it keep going on? And he goes, that's on the other side of town, And I go, you mean really nobody cares because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind? He goes, yeah, nobody cares. And the mayor walks around with the biggest security detail that you've ever seen, and everyone carrying guns. And that's happening in New York. The same thing. What's happening in Chicago is happening in New York. And before we let you go, Ed Mullins, how do we change it? And how can you get across to these people who keep voting blindly one way? How do you convince them it's time to change the vote and to put a whole new different, structure in City Hall? How do you convince these people? Because they're not doing it, Ed.
Here's what needs to happen, Joe. The mayoral candidates that are running are all afraid to talk about the police because they're getting labeled by the extreme left. If you're afraid to talk about safe streets and protecting the public, maybe you don't deserve to be mayor. Maybe the general, population here needs to look at that. And we need to change some of the laws. We need to change bail reform, get rid of that one again, change the compression bill, take back the qualified immunity that the mayor's doing, and empower the police to bring back safe streets. And if you really want reform, bring the police unions to the table, invite us in, and because there's lots of ideas. I talk to all the presidents on a regular basis. No one's ever asked us about reform. There are so many things that are being done by our members, coaching kids, getting involved in sports programs. mentoring children, and no one knows about it because the media doesn't tell the story. There's opportunity here to make significant change, but they need to have the courage to stand up and build those bridges. It's not happening. Taking photos of cops dancing in the street, saying we relate to the community is nothing more than watching Ringling Brothers Circus. It's a joke when you see this happening. And the leadership in the NYPD should be ashamed of itself for allowing this to happen because they know better.
Ed Mullins, president of the NYPD Sergeants Benevolent Association. What a great chat this morning, and a vital one at that, Ed. Thank you so much, Sergeant. God bless and Godspeed, my friend.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great day. Bye.
You too, indeed. Ed Mullins right there. Piscopo in the morning, 877-970-2999, 837 with Al Gattulo with the headline news on AM 970theanswer.com.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
55 degrees at 8:38. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Thousands of New Yorkers are showing their support for Israel. Crowds packed into Times Square last night for a rally in support of Israel as it has seen a severe escalation in violence this week. The rally organized by the Israel-American Council, which held similar gatherings in cities around the country. Other New Yorkers are on the side of the Palestinians, evidenced by a rally the day before where thousands protested Israel's bombing of the Gaza Strip. Newark is launching a survey to understand how it can help small businesses through the pandemic. Mayor Ross Baraka says the Newark Small Business Recovery Survey will provide direct feedback from small companies to assess their current position and the challenges they've experienced over the past year. Baraka says it's now time for small businesses to look ahead to the future following a year with unprecedented challenges. The survey can be found on Newark's official website. In sports, Yankees beat the Rays 1-0. The Mets crushed the Orioles 7-1. Nets over the Spurs 128-116. And the Rangers fired head coach David Quinn and his 3 assistants. Stuck in traffic? Debbie Duhame's got the answer.
Hi, Al. Major problems on the northern state westbound at Glen Cove Road. It's an accident in the left lane. Expect delays getting through that stretch. 110 heading northbound at Ritter Ave, getting into North Amityville. It's an accident as well. Busy on the Cross Bronx East at Webster Ave. A disabled vehicle was just cleared. Remember, alternate side parking rules suspended for religious observance. Metered rules in effect. Still kind of busy as you take a ride over to the Whitestone Bridge into Queens with ongoing construction. Same thing at the Throgs Neck. Astoria Boulevard at 94th. It's a collision as well. Inbound GWB up to 45 minutes because of the problems on the Cross Bronx. Better to the lower level, though. Inbound side of the Lincoln, that's 20. Holland, about 20 to 25 in. Let's go out to 287 North exit 36 in Morristown. It's a collision. Route 1 northbound at New Road in South Brunswick. An accident being cleared. Partly cloudy today, high of 71. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by Quicken, presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need certainty in the home buying process with a loan that fits your life, Rocket can. When you need an expert to help navigate the home loan process, Rocket can.
Hey, Joe, telling you about Relief Factor, because you can get out of pain. You can get out of pain. You go up and down the stairs. You can take the garbage out. I was supposed to take the garbage out last night. I didn't. I was so tired. I couldn't do the thing. But the good thing is I can if I wanted to, and I would be out of pain. I'm telling you. And, you should have seen me walking through the airports. You hear the was like, I'm amazed at myself. It was like unbelievable. But I got my radio bag. Joe Sibilia, how heavy is my radio bag? What do you think? How heavy is that thing? About 60, 70 pounds, something like that, right? Right, guys? It's like that's what I like, quickness. I like quickness on the morning show. It's great. I'm telling you, I'm walking around with the bag, and I have no pain, and I'm walking. When I landed, and I'm telling you, this is why I take Relief Factor. We landed at one terminal in Chicago. I had to walk to the other side of the universe in Cook County over there in Chicago, wherever it was, and I did it myself, and I'm walking, and I'm not having any pain at my age. I didn't even think about it. Everybody else is on the cart. They're all going real slow, and by the grace of God, I'm walking, and I think it's because I have been taking Relief Factor, okay? So we suggest that you get on the 3-week quick start, discounted to only $19.95. Let's see if it can work for you. We want you to join the thousands of others and try Relief Factor, because if it worked for them, why would it not work for you? And you can find out. You get the 3-week quick start, $19.95 at ReliefFactor.com. 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 800-500-8384.
Sadly, in 2020, 24 children died of pediatric vehicular heat stroke, and many of these incidents occurred when parents or caregivers simply forgot the child was in the car. A child's body temperature rises 3 to 5 times faster than an adult's, and leaving a child in a hot vehicle can lead to their death very quickly. If you see a child left unattended and can't locate their parents, call 911. If the child looks unresponsive, do whatever it takes to get him or her out safely, including breaking the window. Your actions may save the life of a child.
Brought to you by NHTSA.
Attention career seekers, if your job has been affected by recent events, there are hundreds of career positions from major corporations at New York's 21st Annual Diversity Employment Day Virtual Career Fair tomorrow from 10 to 4. Join online at citycareerfair.com. Meet with companies like NYU Langone Health, New York State Department of Corrections and Supervision, Montefiore, Mack Cali Realty Group, and more. We'll be there too. See you tomorrow. citycareerfair.com.
Listen to AM 970 The Answer on Alexa, TuneIn, iHeart, or radio.com.
Joe Piscopo on the radio. I see your phone calls. We are going there within 60 seconds. Let me tell you about Tunnel to Towers, all right? Because born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been honoring America's heroes ever since. People who are willing to die for you and me. To mark 20 years this year, Tunnel to Towers is supporting our nation's heroes and their families with 120 mortgage-free homes, bringing stability to 120 Gold Star and fallen first responder families with young children, smart homes to our nation's most catastrophically injured veterans and first responders. To honor the fallen, the foundation's chairman and CEO, Frank Siller, is embarking on the Never Forget Walk. That is on August 1st, the Never Forget Walk, starting at the Pentagon through to Shanksville, Pennsylvania. He will walk more than 500 miles through 6 states in 42 days, culminating at Ground Zero on 9/11. Towers of light will shine at the Pentagon and Shanksville memorials in remembrance again this year. So we thank you for your support. Do you hear what Frank's doing? Walking. Well, I just talked to Frank a couple of days ago. I was in South Dakota. We caught up, and he's doing a warm-up. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm walking. I said, what are you walking? He goes, I'm doing my warm-up for my 500-mile walk. This man is so dedicated. We need you to help Tunnel to Towers. Honor our heroes. Never forget. Do good by donating just $11, please. $11 a month. You go to T2 and then T.org. T2T.org. So proud to tell you about the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. It's T2T.org.
Larry Elder, tonight at 8 and 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
8:44 with Joe on the radio. Before we go to the call, so I leave. I'm running late, and I say, Joe, get me a car. So now these Uber guys, I'm telling you, I'm turning to cabs. It's easier because of the Uber guy. I leave the station. I'm outside. We're on Broadway. We have Dean go downstairs. Hold the car. What is with Uber? They don't wait. Well, you wait 5 minutes for me. You wait 10 minutes for me. They're getting like this attitude, Uber and Lyft, you know? Like, wait, whoa. It's easier. Flag a cab, get in the cab and go. It really is. Somebody's got to talk to these people. You wait for us because we're paying $50 it costs me to go from Midtown to downtown. $50 it cost me like that. So I say to Joe Sibilia, I go, Joey, give me, get another car. 2 minutes. This decrepit van pulls up. It's like, and it's, I go, what is that? That's your Uber, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Because God forbid someone should send something for daddy. I get nothing. Now, and by the way, I'm off my humility thing. Because I'm already in New York. Now I'm expecting to have somebody do something for me.
Yes.
Not so much. So I get it. So I go, this is the Uber, and the guy's backing up, right, Joe? He's backing up. He doesn't know where he's going.
He almost backed into a truck.
Sibilia's running down Broadway. Oh, whoa, like waiting the guy. So then he stops, and then I open the slide, the van. The seats are ripped. There's a plastic. There's not a divider. It's like saran wrap, like around the guy, And I'm going like, I can't get in.
Your exact words were, "Is this real?"
And Sebelia's like pushing me in. Joe, you got to be down at Columbus Circle. They're waiting for you down there. The press is there. They're waiting for it. I'm going like, but I got it. What am I going to catch if I get in this thing? So, by the way, get in there. The guy's driving around. We get down. We finally get down. And then we go. I wanted to get at the hotel, download my stuff, if I will, literally the luggage, and then go do the press conference, come back and get to where I got to go. But I gave Joe the wrong address, and then the guy takes me to that wrong address. I go, where are we? Well, you said this was like 52nd Street. I said, and I'm going, no, I need 52nd.
Is that how he talked? While he was rolling the sushi?
It was a pretty darn good impression, I'll tell you the truth. No accent, you noticed, because it wasn't an accent.
Right. No accent.
So then he goes, I go, well, can you go to like the 55th or wherever I was? He goes, okay, I go, you are. How about me, with all the plastic and everything ripped,
Now, wait a second. Wait a second. Let me get this straight, because I'm not really an Uber aficionado. I'm not really an Uber aficionado. You paid for the ride to go from point A to point B, right?
Correct.
The point B that he took you to was a block short. Right? Is that sound about right?
3 blocks, something like that.
Okay,
right.
But he couldn't take you the additional block or two.
Let me tell you
because
so after the and
right.
then and I could have back. I could have gone me. I'm getting out of it. Let me out of this. Let me out of this car. And I did not say that. So you know what I said? I go, would you mind, sir, if you could just take me a couple blocks up? And again with the and so, but listen, I kept my mouth shut. He went and he couple blocks up. We went up there. And I tell you what, it was so. I said, hey,
$100 tip.
I said, pal,
buy a new
$100 tip. Come on.
All I know is I slipped him some cash. I said, hey, pal. I said, thank you, because I know you're not supposed to do that. But what was weird, I had to put like the money through like the saran wrap, and it was like flapping around. It was so creepy.
Ooh.
Get a car. No, but doesn't Uber track these things for crying out loud?
Well, to explain this car, so first of all, this is a more expensive car. This isn't just regular Uber. I picked the SUV. Not only that, this car, to say it puts creepy van to a whole new level. The door was dented. It was taped up. Filthy. It was everything Joe loves in an automobile.
Now I want to go to a junkyard and buy a car and then put Uber all over it, just to see if people will get in it.
Yeah, stay with me, guys. I know we got a break, but I got to go to Viviana. She's been holding. Hi, Viviana. How are you this morning? Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, that's okay. Loving the show. Great interviews you've had, and a lot of truth going out throughout the air. But when Debbie had shared that her brother Rich had passed away suddenly, it really touched my heart. And my brother Raphael had passed away suddenly because of complications due to diabetes. And it was just when COVID hit. I didn't even get to go down there for, anything. I couldn't be at a wake. I couldn't be at anything. But my prayer for her and for all of those who have lost loved ones is to hold on to God's promises. He's closest to those who mourn. He walks us through, sometimes even carries us through, like that Footprints poem. And he says, I'm going to get you through this valley of the shadow of death, and I will bring peace as you lean on me, and that God's peace will surpass all understanding until you heal from that shock. And just sending out love and appreciation for her. And just wanted to give her my love. Okay?
Vivia, you are a saint. You are a saint, young lady. God bless you. God bless you, and thank you, Viviana. Yeah, just really spectacular. Appreciate that heart. Thank you so much. I know we got a break. All right, hold on, guys. We'll get to the calls if we can. Debbie Duham is here. Wasn't that so sweet, Deb? Huh?
Oh,
she's the best.
So nice.
She is
so beautiful.
Sweet. I think Viviana's I think she's a pastor at a religious organization. Yeah, but hey, listen, we're thinking about you. We're feeling for you. And all of us have been through it, but what words can you say? And you are dealing with it and so beautifully. I can't believe how you are just so welcoming and warm at the wake, and your parents as well, and Michael as well. Who I know, Michael, your brother, and it was just so nice to see. And we were just, and I spent a good just with your parents. Is it COVID? Could we hug? You know what? I hugged.
We hugged.
I hugged. I
yes.
held. I took a hand.
Yes.
I didn't care. It was beautiful.
Thank you for being there. Yeah, my sisters were there, my son, all my nieces and nephews, my cousins. It was just a beautiful, beautiful turnout. And, Joe, thank you again for being there Friday for us.
We
Thank
love
you.
you. We're with you, Deb. And now Deb's on the roads for you on 851 on AM 970. The Answer. Thank you, Deb.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks, Viviana, for those beautiful words. Let's see what's happening right now on the Northern State, Joe. The Northern State westbound at Glen Cove Road. It's an accident in the left lane. It's kind of busy on 110 northbound at Ritter Ave in North Amityville with an accident. We're still seeing delays on Halsey Street getting out toward Howard Ave in Bed-Stuy. That's ongoing police department activity. Throgs Neck Bridge busy into Queens with construction. Remember, alternate side parking rules suspended for religious observance. Metered parking rules remain in effect. Traffic is moving a little bit slowly on Astoria Boulevard at 94th with a collision as well. Inbound GWB 35 to the upper, 20 to the lower. Lincoln Tunnel still waiting about 20. Holland about 25. 287 north exit 36 into Morristown. It's a collision. And traffic slowing down on Route 1 north at New Road in South Brunswick with an accident cleared out of the way. 17 in Tuxedo Park. Ongoing road work. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Mike Gallagher says you must not upset the machine.
None of us are medical experts. Have you noticed the people who pretend to be medical experts aren't any more of a medical expert than the rest of us? We all have opinions, but you're not allowed to express the opinion if it goes against the machine. The machine says you will conform, you will comply.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Tune in to the newest program on AM 970, The Answer. Real Estate Today, America's #1 real estate program. Each week, they open the doors for buyers and sellers with critical and credible information on the real estate market. It's fast-paced and fact-packed with experts, interviews, call-ins, field reports, and timely market conditions. Know someone who needs some good advice? Then tune in to Real Estate Today, Saturday mornings at 9 on AM 970, The Answer.
Hi, Kevin McCullough. You know, during pandemic, we thought we had it pretty tough here in the New York tri-state area. Remember the lines for toilet paper and paper towels and basic things like Clorox wipes? We thought our life had been upended and totally turned around in such a way that it was never going to return back to normal. Yet here we are, about a year later. Slowly, it's getting there. No matter what we went through, I want you to think about the young people in Central and South America that endured multiple hurricanes. In fact, some of the countries in Central America, 2 Hurricane Sandy-sized hurricanes hit within 13 days of each other, within just a few miles of each other. And in that region of the world, the food crisis, which was already very, very tough, got worse. In fact, there are 703 children on this waiting list, and your gift of $37 will provide one of them food for the next 6 months. Would you call right now, 855-919-4673, or go online to am970theanswer.com.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español?
Hablo.
It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
Hey, Joe on the radio, 8:55 right now. Joe Lundberg's coming up. Route 22 Toyota. They are the ones. Route 22 Toyota. If you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to the state-of-the-art service center in Hillside, New Jersey. Alex Kinsella is there. They're all staying safe, by the way. Fogging vehicles. How much do you love that? You know, everybody's social distancing still at Route 22 Toyota. And then if you go to the showroom, you're going to see a spectacular showroom, by the way. Hey, I'm a car geek. What am I going to tell you? I love when there's a state-of-the-art service center like you find in Hillside. Iggy Jufre, the boss man, I tell you what, he said to me, you got to see our new service center. You got to see the showroom, you know, and just spectacular, you know. And then you get these great deals from Alex Kinsella and the team, like the 0% APR financing up to 60 months, 0 down leases, 0% interest up to 5 years for qualified buyers. Why don't you start here, if I may? If I may. It's 855-621-9949. 855-621-9949. Did I say 855-621-9949? I did. and call Alex and the team. Say, I heard you on Joe. I don't want to deal with dummies. What can you do for me? You're going to believe it. You're going to love it. It's a smart way to buy. And again, you don't have to deal with goons over there. You know what I'm saying? They'll be there. Like Al went there. My sister Carol went there. My friend Captain Frank went there. Everybody is going to Route 22 Toyota. Now it's your turn. Right there on Route 22 West in Hillside, New Jersey. Or start here if you want. Route22Toyota.com.
The Eric Metaxas Show, tonight at 11 on AM 970. The Answer.
I got to have a reason.
Joe Lomberg is the man. He's our marathon man, meteorologist. How we doing weather-wise, Joey?
We are doing A-OK today. Today is just a splendid day. Sunshine, not that strong of a breeze, maybe a few fair weather clouds, and temperature this afternoon well up into the 60s. A few spots might get close to 7. You know what? We're going to do this again tomorrow and probably again Saturday with just a slight chance of an afternoon shower.
This is looking good, Joe Lomberg. This is looking good. Bike time. When is that marathon thing? I know you thought it was this weekend.
My long bike, my 12-hour bike ride, that's next Saturday. That's the 22nd.
Okay, you got the date right.
I checked the date. I have it right this time.
That's great. You show up, you're all geared up. Hi, everybody. Where are we going? Nowhere. But you're unbelievable as you train into that, Joe. We appreciate that. And we got the weather for it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Joe Lomberg. Appreciate it. The Marathon Man, meteorologist from the Weather Answer Desk. Yeah, I'm looking at 72, 73. Could be bike riding weather in the next couple of days. Joe on the radio. You don't want to miss Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka. Seb's going to join us momentarily coming up. Nationally syndicated radio show host Bill O'Reilly coming up in the next hour. Oh, my goodness gracious. BillO'Reilly.com. And the one, the only, the legend from Saturday Night Live, one of the greatest writers of all time, Alan Zweibel with Piscopo on the radio.
News.